this last year has been very, very, like, just devastatingly difficult for me. And I feel like I'm on the other side of it now. Oh my gosh. Like, Jesus was like right here the whole time. He was right here. Like, my version of the passion. It truly was so painful.
Welcome back to the Barn Again podcast. My name is Jonathan.
And I'm Mike.
And we are here with Erin Hammond, who is part of the Barn Again team. She's more behind the scenes, but instead this time we put her in front.
Ta-da.
Thanks for being
Very
here.
Cleverly said there.
So we talked in the first half of the episode about your background, where you grew up, a little bit about having a family. So one thing I wanted to jump into that we talked about a little bit is that you and Mike both happened to be, I don't know if your husband was there, because Melissa wasn't there, was she, at the retreat?
No, Melissa.
Right, my husband was
Kurt
there.
was,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
I was not at the retreat. So you two went to a healing the whole...
Obvious when you look at your life.
Because I'm so broken. So you two went to the Healing the Whole Person retreat a few weeks ago, a few weeks ago. So I want to just jump right into that and ask both of you, but primarily Erin, because who wants to hear Mike talk? What was that retreat like for you? What were your expectations going in? What did you receive out of it? Just want to hear what it was like for both of you guys. We'll start with Erin.
And we'll finish with Erin.
Mike can
That's what you wanted
smile.
to say.
Yeah, just nod, Mike.
Yeah, I want you to tell your story because you kind of had an interesting weekend there, I would say.
Yeah.
I didn't really go in with too many expectations because I've learned to not do that. And so I just kind of went in, I went in excited because I had read Be Healed, but it was many years ago that I'd read it. Probably like 9, maybe 10 years ago. I don't know. Has it even been out that long? But I read that book, and still to this day, it's one of the best healing books I've ever read. And I was excited, of course, to see people in person, like Dr. Bob, but I was really excited because I knew Sister Miriam James Heidland was going to be there. And I love the way she taps into people's hearts. And I love how she explains what's going on in people's hearts. So I was really excited to see her in person. I guess I did have the expectation that I wanted to meet her. That was definitely on my bucket list for the weekend. And I did get to meet her briefly. But yeah, I didn't really know. I knew that there were some things that I needed healed from, but what came out of the weekend, I was quite surprised about. So I've been sitting with that for the last, what has it been? It's been a month, I guess.
Yeah, something.
So, and I have noticed a big, big change in my heart and in my, I had some physical stuff that's starting to subside or go away. And it was a really special experience too, because Kurt went, and that's not typically something he's interested in. But, we had quite a hard year last year together, and him being there with me at a healing retreat was really healing for us, I think. Is that Kurt? Who's calling?
Oh.
God? Is that you?
Yes, Jesus?
It's Bob Schuchts.
Oh my goodness. Answer it. So, yeah, it was just all around a great experience. And then actually, just to swing back to my experience at the Newman Center, I posted about this on Facebook. So if anybody's friends with me on Facebook, they saw this post. But one of the first people I had an encounter with at the Newman Center, besides Father Mattia, was Sister Claire Sullivan from the Marian Sisters. And she's this tiny, tiny woman. And I would often go to the Newman Center and cry in the back pew because I was going through a lot of heartache at that time. Anyway, I hadn't seen her for 25 years. And I ran into her at the retreat amongst the hundreds of people that were there. And I just kind of like literally fell onto her. I'm not a huge person, but she's literally very tiny. And I was just like weeping on her shoulder. And I don't even know if she knew who I was, but I was like, you like came to me, and I just kept saying like, I love you. I'm so grateful for you. And she was kind of like, okay.
She's on a podcast somewhere going, this crazy woman just like starts crying.
But I don't have no idea, but you spoke earlier about like people that have impacted you and being able to say thank you. I had never been able to say thank you to her. Like, and I've thought of her a million times. So to me, I mean, it was wonderful to meet Sister Miriam James Heidland, but it was probably one of the more awesome things that happened to me was being able to wrap my arms around Sister Claire and tell her thank you, because she was like my first spiritual guide and kind of somebody that just pointed me in the right direction, took time to listen to me and care for me when I really needed it. So yeah, it was really wonderful to see her in person. And yeah, she probably does think like, I don't remember her at all. But anyway, I remember her. So that was the important thing. So
I'm sure she remembers you.
Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, overall, I think, we met up, Kurt and I met up with you, Mike, for lunch one day. And
I spilled coffee all over the place. Like a full cup. Yeah.
Not on anyone though. So that's okay.
Just out in the whole entryway of everything.
You're that guy.
I was so excited to have a cup of coffee too. I was so excited, but I spilled it, and I don't think I ever took a sip.
Yeah. So, yeah. I mean, I definitely, I didn't feel like I went in with any expectations, but I definitely got more than I expected. But for the first evening, so it was 2 evenings and then an entire day. And the first 2 evenings, I was a little like, I just didn't really feel anything. And even my husband was remarking to me, like, you haven't shed a single tear. Because I'm kind of a crier, and there was just nothing that was impacting me. I think I was trying to wrap my head around the information and just kind of pay attention to the talk. And there was just a lot of things where I was like, wow, there's a lot of people here. More people than I expected. And stuff like that was kind of going through my brain, so I wasn't really immersed in what was going on until probably the last 3 hours of the retreat on the last day. I think those were that's when the tears came, and that's when the not that you have to have a teary emotional experience for something to have an impact on you, but that's when I knew like, oh, this stuff is sinking in, and I, like there are changes happening, and I could feel the Holy Spirit descend upon me, and there was an interior change in my soul after that day.
Did you ask at the end? There was prayers over people, like people. Did you have?
Oh yeah.
Did somebody pray over you?
Yeah, I had 4 people pray over me.
Was that pretty powerful?
It was powerful. Well, it was kind of fun because there was 2 women in front of me who, when they turned around, they were like, I know you. You're Erin Hammond. And I was like, I don't know who you are. But they knew me from Facebook. So we're friends on Facebook. And as soon as they told me their names, I recognized their names. But they prayed over me. And then there was a gentleman to my left, and then my husband was to my right. And that was a cool experience too, because my husband and I, there's been moments in our marriage where we have prayed with or over each other, but not many. And so it was, that was to me that in and of itself was a healing experience, to hear Kurt pray over me, like beg our Lord for my healing. And then I had these 2 women who knew who I was and were very familiar with things that I had written on Facebook, and praying for me. And so it was kind of like I had all these voices around me praying for me, and then the Holy Spirit descended upon me. And one of the things that I had asked prayer for was that for 24 years now, I've had like chronic neck and back pain. And so I was asking for healing from that, because I live with that every day. And I don't talk about it much because it's kind of become my norm, but it does. There's times where it really affects me in a way where I'm not able to serve my family or do the things that I want to do. And so I prayed for healing from that. But while I was being prayed over with that, it was made apparent to me that, yes, I did sustain a physical injury, but that there was somebody in my life that I was holding resentment and unforgiveness towards, and that's where it lives in my body. Because after I received prayer, or while I was receiving prayer, this person kept coming to my mind, and we had just gone through the forgiveness portion of it, and so I was asking the Lord to help me forgive this person, like utterly and truly forgive this person. And when I was finished being prayed over, I could do this with no pain. Usually I feel it's almost like I want to cut something in my neck because it's so tight, and I could just move and I looked at Kurt and I said, I don't feel any pain. I don't feel any tightness. I don't feel anything. And he was like, really? And I said, yeah, I think it's because he knows the person. And I was like, I think it's that I wasn't forgiving that person, and that's where it was living in my body. That's how it was kind of, when you don't forgive people, it's like you're drinking they say you're drinking the poison, expecting the other person to die. Like, that was my poison. So that lasted for 45 minutes because I'm a human person, and it's really easy to take back the things that, that are hard to let go or have become a habitual unforgiveness or whatever. But that was probably the most radical thing that I experienced. And then St. Carlo Acuity keeps showing up in my life. So while the girls were praying over me, apparently I was grabbing one of the girls' hands, and she had a rosary with a second-class relic of St. Carlo Acuity. And he's just shown up in my life in so many ways over the past year. But so then she ended up giving me her rosary with the second-class relic, who I ended up passing on to a friend who has a deeper devotion to him than I do. But
what's her first name?
The woman who gave me the rosary?
You remember?
Yeah, Carla.
Okay.
So thank you, Carla, if you're watching this.
I think that's so cool. Like, I got a little choked up thinking of Kurt praying with and over you, because that is not, I don't think a lot of guys are comfortable with that. And to you, for it took courage on both your parts to be vulnerable, to allow him to do that, and then for him to be willing to do that. Because like you said, I don't think a lot of couples pray with each other, or definitely not over each other. But the fact that he did that and you were receptive to that is, I think a lot of grace flows through that vulnerability.
Yeah, he was, it was interesting. He's the one that I remember most what he was saying. Except for after we were done, one of the women that was praying for me, who, they don't really know me. I'm pretty vulnerable on Facebook, but they don't really know, they didn't know what was going on in my heart at that time. And so when we got done, she said to me, I just kept hearing the Holy Spirit tell me that there's something that you just need to let go of. And I was like, that's accurate. That's very accurate. And but hearing my husband, he was truly demanding in the best way to God. And I had gone through the consecration of St. Joseph probably 4 years ago. And I got interested in St. Joseph because we don't really hear much about him. And I had read somewhere where, I don't think it was particularly about St. Joseph, but it was more about the role of the man and the husband and the father in the family. And that, I can't remember if it was a book by a priest, but he said that the man actually has a right to demand from God, help, whether it's spiritual, physical, financial, emotional, on behalf of his family. And that was, I don't know if Kurt knows that, but that is what he was pretty Lord, you know how long she's been suffering with this. Truly only you know the depths of the suffering, and he had and it's this shoulder, and he was on my right side, so he was moving his hand around like all the places where he knows that I'm in pain.
Oh, wow, that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
It was cool, especially everything we've been through. So it was a really powerful experience, those last hours of the retreat.
So Mike and I, we work with guys all the time in kind of opening up that space of what vulnerability looks like for men. I take for granted, I just assume it's easy for women to be vulnerable because you're women and you're just softer. But what is a loaded question, but what is that like for women to be vulnerable? Not that you speak for all women, but
Sure.
just from your perspective, is it hard to be vulnerable as a woman in this culture?
Well, yeah. Yeah, because I think it's just a human experience. You know that if you're vulnerable, that you risk getting hurt or you risk experiencing pain. And so I think women can approach that differently because we are more verbal, or we do have the ability to be, at least I am, like with my girlfriends, I'm smoochy. Like I give all my friends kisses. When I hug them, I'm always like kissing their cheek or whatever. Like I'm very physically vulnerable with my friends, or even sharing emotion with them is a little easier. But there also comes a risk because women, I heard this talk recently and this man put it so well. He said that women have the ability to receive and to be hospitable to people. But in that same vein, like our Achilles heel is we can be so wicked and cruel and reject other people based on, I think women are more likely to like form cliques and form, we're the in group and you're in the out group for, we don't know why, you just are. And so and that doesn't really ever go away because that's just kind of the curse of Eve, maybe. So there is a risk of vulnerability, and I used to have a really difficult time with that. It took a lot for me to be vulnerable with other women, with just people in general. And then I kind of finally just decided like what was happening was because I wasn't being vulnerable at all, I had this deep loneliness because no one knew me. Or what they knew of me was kind of this facade or like this curated Erin. And I knew that. And so it was like, well, I'm still not known even though I'm presenting this to you. So it is difficult to be vulnerable. And I think just just them's facts is that women are more, we are very sensitive. It's not as easy for us to be like, well, you do you over there, because women we truly are more social. We're more community makers. And so when you feel that rejection, it's felt very deeply, like at a visceral level where like, I'm going to die because my community's rejected me or they don't want anything to do with me. And that's just anthropological too. Like it's just within us to need each other. And, the Western world's so much like, I don't need anybody. And I've even said that. Like, I think I even said it at the beginning of this podcast. Like, I don't really care what people think. I mean, I do. Like, I do. But,
Mike got lost when you said anthropological. He just kind of glossed over.
Yeah,
it.
do you want me to define that word
like
too?
dinosaur,
Big words.
Yeah.
Fossils?
Yeah. It's a store, I think, like where you can buy clothes.
So you've talked a little bit about, you just alluded here there to some difficult things that you've been through, some healing that you've gone through. And I know you've spoken about like other women coming to you, having shared with them some of the stuff that you've gone through. What is that like, if I can use the word counseling other women going through difficult times?
Well, I don't know what it's like necessarily. I don't do it a ton, but mostly I've just learned to listen and to really gather context because not everybody shares my same experience all the time. And it's really easy to just be like, oh, well, your situation sounds very similar to mine, so here's what I did. and it might not be the right thing. And then also just kind of letting go of that control too, where it's more of a trying to guide people to make their own decisions. So, because people should have the agency to do that. But I love it. And it's not because of me. It's more like redemption. Because, when you're going through something difficult, you always hope that it's for something greater than yourself, or you always hope that it's for something greater than the pain you're experiencing, or you hope that it's, at least with the Christian worldview, like you hope that God takes it and does something with it that's good. At least that's how I feel. And so if somebody comes to me with a problem and I have experienced that, or if I've experienced pain in that area, and I've extracted what I feel like the Lord wanted me to learn from that, if it does feel really good to be able to impart hope or impart wisdom or impart whatever that they want to take from my experience and utilize that in their own life. Like I love that. I love seeing people's lights come on where they're like, oh, I don't have to feel bad about this, or I don't have to feel shame about this, or I don't have to feel hopeless. I love seeing that happen. Like that, there's just nothing better than that. And it's not me. I really do feel like it's the Holy Spirit, like moving through me and just, using me like a tool, I guess, to help other people come closer to Christ. Like that, there's just nothing like that.
Well, that was one of our readings a few days ago. I think it was either the Ascension or maybe the Sunday before, but to be prepared at all times to give the reason for your hope. And that's what you're doing. But that requires you to have hope, and I think that means to have gone through something difficult, and to have found a reason to find Jesus and hope in him. And so that's what I hear you saying. You've gone through in this retreat and things before that. You've hit some rock bottom spots.
Oh, for sure.
You've put him in front of our Lord, allowed him to do some healing in that, and from that you're able to share that experience, that hope, with other women.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like this last year has been very, very just devastatingly difficult for me. And I feel like I'm on the other side of it now. But I was just actually talking to my husband about this last night. Like there is a bittersweetness to suffering. And like now looking back, I'm like, oh my gosh, like Jesus was like right here the whole time. He was right here. And it's not that I feel like he's more distant now, but it was such an intimate time, even though it was such a difficult time. It was like my version of the Passion. It truly was so painful. But yeah, now I'm kind of like, well, now what? But now it's Pentecost and the go. Like go and take the things that happened in your sorrow and in your suffering and go and do. And so that's the question I'm asking now is, Lord, what do you want me to do with this? Like, what are you going to do with this through me? And that's been exciting too, because I've already gotten some answers and I've kind of reached this point in my life where for most of my life, I've imagined stay with me here. When I think about my life, in my mind's eye, it's me on like a timeline of my life. So I'm like literally standing on like almost like a ruler. And, we're in 2026, there's 2007, like there's some like markers. And I've always been looking back on the timeline. And now I feel like the Lord has taken me and we're looking forward. We're looking ahead. And I never truly in my life thought I would get to that point where I could look ahead with excitement, with some vision, some like a mission, or with any kind of sense of like, this is what you were created for and this is what all that was for. And that's really what happened for me on the retreat. It was like the Lord, like a chess piece or something, like just turned me around and was like, we're looking this way now, and this is what you're going to go do. And so I'm just like, okay, let's go. Like, I'm ready to go. And it's really exciting.
I'm excited for you, because that it just brings hope and joy, like the suffering does. I was talking with a guy today who mentioned the last 30 seconds of the Passion of the Christ movie, where you see him raised and he walks past the screen and you see the hole in his hand.
Yeah.
And like, so you've come from this place of the wounding, the scourging, the death, and then there's this rising. The wound is still there. Those are still fresh even, but there's healing from it. And God can use that for you to go out.
Yeah. Yeah, and he will. I mean, he already has. There's just been I don't even know. I don't have the language for it quite yet, but yeah, he's changed a lot of things in our life very quickly. So I don't know. For most of my life, I've looked at other people and been like, why don't I have what they have? Or why don't I see in my own eye the twinkle they have in theirs? Or why does it seem like they know? And of course, I know things aren't always what they seem. Like, we all can act pretty well, right? So I know I could be looking at somebody and they're like, you have no idea what kind of hell I'm going through. I understand that very well, because people thought that about me. Like, I actually had somebody a month ago. It's like, I've just been watching you for a year and you just seem like you have your life all together. And I was like, well, let me tell you, like, how long do you have for this? Can I tell you what's been going on? Because I don't. But it's really easy to put makeup on and do your hair and go to church and smile and sit there for an hour and then leave. And but it feels really good for like my interior to now be aligned with what people see, because God has burned off the dead wood, and a lot of things. Some things are still there, but like a lot of it is gone. He last year was a purgative year, and I feel like we're on to the next thing.
You got to be very vulnerable to get to that spot, though. Like, you have to cross over this. You got to really be willing to be exposed.
Yeah. Well, I didn't do it alone. I had a lot of really, really, like, you guys have been with us, and I have a very wonderful priest who is my spiritual director, and some really solid girlfriends. There was a lot of masses offered and holy hours offered and novenas, and just, I didn't do it alone. So, and that's not lost on me. Like, there is Sister Miriam James Heidland talked a lot at the retreat about communion. And that was one of the things that I think, like, looking back last year, as awful and painful as it was, I really did experience so much love from so many people, and so much care and concern. And that was, like, I really found out, like, who's there when things are not good. And that's a really important thing to know.
Yeah, that's supposed to be the church.
Yep.
That's communion that we're built for.
Yep. But yeah, I think a lot of people don't really know how to interact with people who are having a hard time. And I mean, I understand that, and I don't begrudge people for that. But it's really nice to know who you can, like, call and just be unfiltered and a little bit off the rails, or a lot off the rails with, and that they're not going to be like, okay, crazy. It's really nice to know the people that are like, I'm here with you. Mm-hmm. I'm here with you. And yeah, so many times my spiritual director would say that to me. Like, we got this. We're going to get through this. And that was just like, okay.
I've talked about it on the podcast before, but that was my first experience in the coffee group. It was me and Mike, Andrew, and one other guy the first time I came. And at the end, the other guys left, and it was me and Mike and Andrew, and they asked, like, "Are you okay?" Because I wasn't okay.
Yeah.
And I just smiled all through it, and I barfed it out. I said, "I'm not okay," and I just started crying, and they both put their hands on me and started praying and just loving on me, and like those are people that will be there. Those are real friends.
Yeah, that's so she's my longest standing focus friend that I've had. But she asked me to tell me her story when we first got on campus, and I hadn't really ever told anybody my entire story, like all the things that I was ashamed of or that hurt me. And so I don't know, we took a couple hours and I told her my whole story, and she said, "Erin, I love you more now. And I know how to love you better now." And that was my first experience of like, oh, like people aren't going to run away or they're not going to reject me, you know? And it wasn't easy after that to say who I really am or be who I really am after that. I was just kind of stuck in Alabama with this woman. So I was like, I don't know, let's give it a whirl. But, you know, she's been that way ever since. Like she's the one I can call when stakes are high, and, you know, she knows how to talk me off the ledge, and it's not always pretty, you know, like life isn't easy, and it's not pretty, and it's not flowery a lot of the time. And so I like having people around me who are just like, you and I were talking about this the other day. Like, I like having friends who are like my eyeballs, you know, who are looking over my shoulder, who have my back, who are willing to tell me, like, don't do that, or you should do this other thing. And it's just really helpful to have those people who you can just truly be yourself with, and they're not going to be like, well, good Catholics don't talk like that, or we shouldn't really say that. You know, it's just really nice to have people that you can just and they accept you, and they're there for you and point you back to your purpose and the one who loves you.
That sounds like a pretty awesome retreat. So, Mike, how was yours? Top that, buddy.
I know. I can't. I mean, you've done some writing too. You have a blog that you write.
Well, I haven't written anything on there for a long time,
but
yeah,
like the
but
stuff
I did.
that you've written is amazing.
Oh, thanks.
And I mean, yeah, it's.
Thank you.
Yeah, I attended the same retreat, and Thursday started on Thursday night, and it was packed. Like the church was packed, and that I did not do well with that. It was hard to like focus and concentrate, and it was kind of neat to see Bob up there and Sister Miriam and Bart. But I honestly, I think I was falling asleep like Thursday night, because I just was like, I was overloaded with the crowd and with everything, and I was hungry, you know, just a lot of things so I sat next to Doug Ramp.
Yeah.
Doug's been on our podcast before, so Doug found me, sat next to me, which was really great. And I think Jacob was there too the first night. But anyway, I kind of like was with those two guys the whole retreat, which was really ended up being pretty cool too. But no, I kind of hated it. Like, I remember getting up Thursday night to leave, and I was like, I'm just not doing well. Like, this is not sinking in. I don't enjoy it. And I kept feeling like God was like, I feel like for a month or so, like God was like, I want you to go. Like, I want you, like, I kind of was just thinking that he wanted me there. And so then I reached out when I came home Thursday night to the, it's not through Ascension. Who was St. Paul II, or St. John the Paul? I'm tired now. I was up at 5:30, whatever time. Actually, I was up at 3:50 and then 5. Anyway, but it's the St. John Paul II Healing Center. Is that
Yes, that's right.
Okay.
Yep.
That's a lot of words to get
Nailed
out.
it. Nailed it.
So I reached out to them that night and I said, is there any way that I can get the live stream link? Because I'm just going to do this from home. You know, I'm just going to try to do this. And yep, they supplied me with the link. But one of the ladies there responded to my initial email asking if that was even an option. And she was so kind, and I wish I would remember her name. but she was like, I'm praying for you. And she just was very much like connecting. Like, she's like, I know you're on this retreat. I'm going to pray for you. And I was like, wow, that's right. So anyway, I went back Friday night, and that was better. I had a better experience Friday night. And I can't remember much that happened, but it's unfortunate because when I came off of the retreat, I was so on fire. And now after being a month out or whatever, it's kind of like, oh yeah, I do kind of remember it was a good retreat. But Saturday was really profound. I mean, Sister Miriam, I think Bob Schuchts led us through a meditation. I think Sister Miriam did as well. And it wrecked me. Like, I was wrecked. And it's funny because they give you a bag of stuff when you register, and there's a big thing of Kleenexes in there, you know?
And you're like...
Yeah, I was like, tearing it apart, you know? And so that was really good. The one meditation that really hit me was the one about forgiveness. That was really good. And the other one was meditating, like doing a Lectio Divino, which is sort of an imaginary, you're using your imagination to place yourself in the story of the gospel. And so that one was Jesus in the Jordan being baptized. Do you remember that?
I don't
Okay.
remember that.
Well,
She was busy being healed, Mike.
yeah,
So.
she was, I probably had spilled coffee all over.
I was
you.
levitating
Washing
and
off.
like bilocating.
Yeah, you probably
and
She was just doing neck stretches all over.
Yeah, she was doing cartwheels with her new neck. But I think it was Bob who was leading us through that. I can't remember if it was him or Sister Miriam, but he talked about envisioning being on the bank of the Jordan, and Jesus is in the water getting baptized by John the Baptist. And he said, Jesus stares at you.
I do remember
Remember that?
Yes, I do remember
Totally
that. I didn't
hit
remember that it
me.
was in the Jordan River.
Okay, and I don't remember if it was
Yes, I
Bob
do
or Sister
remember that.
Miriam. But when he said that, and I was in a pretty good spot, like I was pretty spiritually connected, that was crazy. Like when that happened, it was like he really was looking at me.
Yeah.
And I was like, whoa, he's looking at me. Like, I felt like I was on the bench anyway. Yeah, so that was really powerful. I felt like I had some healing, which was really interesting. I've always had cold hands ever since I was a little kid. Like, I remember they would always get chapped, and my mom would put lotion on my hands and put socks on my hands as a little kid, because they always were just cold and chapped. And they've always just been that way. I'm always cold.
Picturing you at 13 with socks on your hands. I don't know why. It seems a little old.
Like cue the the tiny hands.
Oh no!
Yeah.
I should have brought my tiny hands.
Oh,
I
you
have tiny hands.
You do.
I'm Junie.
Well, anyway, but I did have something happened, and I felt like something happening to my hands, and I think that was during the forgiveness prayer. It wasn't at the end, but anyway, my hands got warm, and it was interesting, and I was like, oh, but you're like testing it. You're like, okay,
Yeah,
is this
I
really?
remember that, yep.
Did it really,
I
or is
did
it
that
just
too.
me, or
Yeah.
you know? And so like for the next few days, my hands were warm, and I'd be in church, and I remember being at St. Joe's, and Brian Payne was there, and he's a coffee guy, and Brian was sitting across. Anyway, he comes over to talk to me after Mass, and I'm like, my hands are warm. And I was telling him how a lot of times I go kneel by the statue of Mary and just say a Hail Mary or something. And usually I'll like grab her hands as I'm kind of like getting myself up. And I do that a lot. And usually her hands are warm because they're by the candles. There's a bunch of candles lit on one side. And so usually her left hand is warm. Well, I grabbed them, and her hands were cold. And I was like, whoa. I felt like Mary was like, I took that from you. And so I had this experience where I was like, whoa, your hands are cold, and I've never felt them cold. So I was like, my hands are actually warm because they're feeling cold. So that was really cool. I told Brian about it, and it was really cool. And since then, it's kind of been in and out of that. You know, like it's like what you were saying about taking it back on again, like the unforgiveness or whatever. I'm like, maybe that's where I'm struggling to... I don't know. I need to meditate on that.
So they gave us that booklet. Do you do the prayers every day?
No.
Okay.
What booklet? I think I lost it.
Okay.
You weren't using that as a tissue, were you?
I tossed
have
that
an
stuff
extra
right in
one.
the trash can. As I
give it
walked
to
out the
you.
door, I'm like,
There's no party favors in here.
No,
I don't think I
they
did
gave the
that.
booklet that we kind of followed through.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
I have an extra one.
He's like, there was a booklet to
I-
follow through?
No, I kept everything. I did keep everything.
Oh, you do? Okay.
So I'll go find it.
So in the back they have prayer. I actually do these
Okay.
every day. So
Wow.
there's prayers for like renunciation of wounds,
Okay.
renunciation of
Oh,
like the
yeah, I
seven
remember
deadly
looking at them.
sins, prayers against releasing judgment against people, and then sealing and blessing your prayer, and then yeah.
I remember that.
That's when my tears came, actually, was when there were renunciation of the lie and then declaring the truth. And so there was like abandonment, rejection, shame. There's all these different wounds. And it was actually when they did the human model on the stage. So they did this more of they kind of tried to incorporate all different types of learning, I would say.
interesting.
Yeah.
It was
So they
interesting.
had speakers, they had the meditation, they had the visual meditations, and then they had this, I think they called it a visual model, but they had volunteers from the crowd come up and would play different parts. And so they would have the whole people that played the Holy Family. And it was kind of neat because they had a woman who was pregnant and her husband play Mary or
Adam and Eve.
And then they had two priests and a woman play the Trinity. I think the woman was part of the John
She's the
Paul
Holy
II.
Spirit.
Yeah, but she was part of the
she's part of
John
the
Paul-
Healing
the
Institute.
healing team. And then they had all of these wounds that would separate Adam and Eve, us, separate, because the whole theme was kind of like this broken communion that we experience. And then I think it was the second night we went through, and as we went through the renunciation prayers, they would have that person leave.
That was Friday night.
Was that Friday night?
I think you're right. That's
Yeah.
why I knew it was a good night. But yeah.
So the first two were like abandonment, rejection. I was like, no problem. I've already dealt with abandonment and rejection. And then they got to confusion, and I broke into and just wept. And still, when I take that to prayer, because I actually just journaled about it tonight. There's a line that I don't know the right thing to do, and that I'm all by myself, and that there's no one to help me. And for whatever, I don't know, that there is something I still, like, it causes me to weep. But that's not on at least in my experience, because I've been through Unbound and I've been through other healing things. Confusion has never been a wound that I've heard about or encountered. So that one's been really,
Wow,
really
that's interesting. It was kind of a new.
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah. So, and I don't even remember that from the book, Be Healed. So I don't know if it was in there or not.
Yeah.
But that's been really helpful. And then the forgiveness one has been immensely helpful to me. Like, I knew that I was harboring unforgiveness, and I knew there was a few people, but one person in particular. And since I've been taking that to prayer and earnestly, like, Lord, I don't have it in me to forgive this person, but through your sacrifice, I know that you do. And I know that you know the whole story. I know that you know both sides, and I know that you see things I don't see, and you understand why that person did those things to me. And so you have to take this, and then the prayer in the book. And I have felt like the proverbial chains breaking away, and have experienced a new freedom that I've not experienced in my life prior to this.
I think this was Friday night. I mean, so we're talking about this Healing the Whole Person retreat, and they go all throughout the country. And so if you're listening and you're like, oh, that sounds kind of interesting, look up the John Paul II Healing Institute and find out where they're going, because they're from Florida, but they were in Nebraska. They just travel all over the place. But on Friday night, I think that was the night. I'm pretty sure that was the night where they had all these people that took on different, like, one was fear, one was confusion, one was all these different
shame, abandonment.
But what was really interesting is that for a while, we go through and we're all praying, like renouncing all of these things in our own lives. And then Bob, at the very end of it, he said, the reason that we do that is because in the past we've done this, and we've done this model, and we've shown like this example up on stage of how Adam and Eve are split by the fear and the shame and everything. But by all of us doing this and renouncing it, he said in the past, everybody would just leave and go home, and they would have horrible night's sleeps.
Yeah.
Like you were affected because they took on the persona of these feelings, that they would go home and they would kind of be wrecked, because it was like such a spiritual thing that he's like, we have to renounce these before everybody leaves. It was so interesting.
Well, yeah, because they would take on the persona and then they would go around and ask the person, like, what's your role? What are you trying to do? And I was amazed at what the people
it was like
said.
not rehearsed.
Not rehearsed at all. And I was like, oh, that's exactly what anger does. That's, and it was so guttural that you knew that they had really sat with it or had experienced that in their own life and were verbalizing it on stage in this, I don't know, it's not fake, but like, this acted model of what happens that breaks communion between people. Yeah, during it didn't really affect me, but when we were renouncing it, I was like, wow, there is something to that. And I'd always kind of given lip service to like how those things live in your body or how they affect your relationship with other people. But it's really become very apparent to me in the past 4 weeks. Like, it is really important that we pay attention to those things and renounce those things and ask the Holy Spirit's help in, releasing me from this wound of anger or this wound of rejection, or to come in and be present in that so that I can actually be in communion with other people, because we all want that. We all desire that. I think most people do anyway. And you just, there's all these things that so easily creep in and take over. And sometimes you're not able to, at least for me in my situation, I'm not able to actually go to the person and say, hey, can we talk about this? Or can I share with you what you did to me? I don't think it would be received well, for one. And two, I don't really have a relationship with this person anymore. So it would just be a little bit like, wow, this is out of the blue, So, but the hope for me is that Christ is he's our mediator, and he can do it. And the Holy Spirit can do it. So that's given me a lot of hope. And I've been reaping the healthy effects of allowing Christ to do what he does, which is heal and repairs the breach and restore. That's been really, really wonderful.
We need to put a bunch of information in the description, because like you mentioned unbound, like renunciation. I mean, if you're not familiar with what that is, there's so many things of like healing and so much good information. So we'll have to get that in the description. But it was good. It was really good.
Good. Yeah. I'm glad. Question for you, Erin. How does spiritual direction play into this healing process for you? So I know you've talked about having a spiritual director, and I had a guy ask me yesterday, like, how do I know if I need a spiritual director? So what role has that played for you this last year?
Well, I've had a spiritual director for sometimes inadvertently, and then sometimes very purposefully. Like, I've asked somebody to be my spiritual director. It's mostly been priests. I did have I don't know what her title is. She's a consecrated single, but she's also like part of the pro sanctity movement. She's not a religious sister, but anyway, I had her for like a year and a half. And then Sister Claire at the very beginning of my Catholic life, who I didn't realize was spiritually directing me. I didn't realize that's what it was called. I didn't realize that was a thing. But she did meet with me several times, and we talked about prayer and things like that. For this last year, it was immensely helpful to have a man that I could talk to who I could have a relationship with, who I could totally expose my heart and what I was experiencing, who was accepting of my humanity and my faults. And I don't mean accepting as in like, oh, it's good that you have those things, but accepting as in like, wasn't fazed that I'm a human person and have faults. And also who I knew was praying for me and who was well-formed himself and could direct me, kind of do my thinking for me, because I wasn't thinking well at all last year. And so I would come to him and be like, I don't even know what to do. I don't know what to say. I'm like out of ideas. And we would, he never said, it was never direction like, well, you need to do this. The only thing that he actually did that with was, you need to start doing a weekly holy hour. Because I was already reading the Bible every day, but even that wasn't cutting it, you know? And so he was like, you need to go spend time with Jesus, at least 1 hour a week. And this priest is, he just has a way, he's very tactful, but he has a way of being direct without being like, you know, where you're like, oh, aye, Captain. You know, he was like, St. Joe's is right over there. They have an adoration chapel. Okay. So I've done that. And, you know, cause he knew like Jesus was the one that was going to change me. But for me, it was just like having someone else in a situation where, you know, it's confidential, you know, the person has a certain amount of qualifications, but you know that they're going to guide you right. And you know, they're going to be honest with you. That was so helpful to me last year. And I don't know, the spiritual director I have now, he's just very, I describe him like this to everybody. He knows and loves the human person, and he knows and loves God. And so to me, I couldn't have asked for someone better to guide me through quite literally the darkest, most terrifying, scary moments of my life. Like, yeah. And there were times where I was like, I don't know if I want to be Catholic. Like, if that's what the church teaches, I don't know if I want to be Catholic. And he would just be like, okay, you know, and he would just kind of gently walk with me. He didn't correct me in the moment or anything. He just truly knows how to walk with people when they're suffering. And that is exactly what I needed. And he's probably different with other people in their situations, but at least with me, I needed a solid male figure who I could be totally and utterly honest with. And I was. So, you know, and he did a lot of listening and a lot of clarifying questions or just kind of, I don't know, sometimes he would offer me explanations about different things, or he would provide some kind of intellectual formation or psychological information that I needed to know that was helpful to me. And I don't know how I know he knows God, because everything he said was like at the perfect moment that I needed to hear it. And it was the thing that I needed to hear. And it wasn't always Catholic and flowery, you know? So yeah, it was just really helpful. But I've had 3, including this one, I've had 3 priests as my spiritual directors, and they've all been the exact person that I needed at that time. So my first spiritual director I had for 9 years, and then I had a little bit of a break, and then the next one I had for maybe 2 years. And it was mostly because he was just kind of difficult to get to. He lived far away. So it was a lot of travel for me to get to him. But yeah, it's just been immensely helpful to have also a priest that can offer you the sacraments when you need it. Like if you need to go to confession before you have spiritual direction, or after you have spiritual direction, where you realize I need to take that to the Lord in confession. They're right there, and you can do that. So
I think it's interesting that, like, hearing a woman's perspective on going to a priest, a man, for spiritual direction. But to your point, like you said, I needed a male figure because I don't know your particular wounds, but I hear a lot of times for women there can be abandonment issues with a father figure, and like having a male presence that's willing to hear all your garbage and say, I'm not going anywhere, I'm going to be here. Like that may be the first time that some women have experienced that.
Yeah. I mean, that is kind of what it was, and it wasn't like I was trying to, like I've ever tried to put the priests in the role of a father or a brother or any kind of situation like that. But with my first spiritual director, I did actually say to him, I need a father. At that time, I didn't have a relationship with my own father where I could go to him with things. And I don't think that your natural father, even though maybe they are a great father, sometimes that's just not who you want to talk to. Like you need truly a spiritual father. And so I think that was more what I was after. And there are things that priests can do. Like the first priest that I had as my spiritual director, I don't know if this is still binding, but I struggled a lot with scrupulosity at that time. And so there were many, many masses that I would not go to communion. And we would talk about it, and he would ask me, well, why didn't you go? And I would say, well, because of this, this, and this. And he'd say, those aren't mortal sins. Like you could have gone. And then finally one time he said, I'm telling you to go to Holy Communion. Jesus wants you to receive him in Holy Communion unless you absolutely know that it's a mortal sin. And he said, even if you maybe think that you are have a mortal sin, he said, I want you to still go. And if you do have a mortal sin, he goes, I'll take that on.
Wow.
I'll take that on. And I mean, I was so grateful for that because it just gave me like this, like that changed a lot for me, obviously. Like I still think about that because like I said, I don't know if it's still binding because he's not my spiritual director anymore, but I was like, to have, like, that's truly who Jesus was. Like, whatever you've done, I'll take that on for you. And so to have, like, this is what I love about the Catholic Church, is it's so relationship-based, and it's so sensorial, and it's so, like, God knows we need to hear words, because to me, anyway, God's pretty silent a lot of the times. Like, I don't hear his voice, but you can hear his voice through other people. And so when Father said that to me, it was like, that's Jesus, actually. Mm-hmm. That's Jesus speaking to me and tending to my heart and tending to this wound I have of trying to be my own savior and trying to be perfect. And he knows that I'm not going to get it right all the time. So that's truly what the priests have done for me in spiritual direction, is they've quite literally been Christ to me. And so, yeah, I'm not trying to put them on pedestals or anything, because I know that Christ is Christ, but they've acted in the proper times and in the proper places and said things where I'm like, that's Christ speaking through you.
That's really powerful. I got choked up hearing you say that, even because he understands the seriousness of that statement, to say, I will take on the responsibility for a mortal sin which breaks communion with God. Like, there is punishment for that. And he said, I will take that on for you. Like, that is what Christ did on the cross for all of our sins. And he literally said, I will step in your place for that. Yeah. That to me is beautiful, to hear a priest really sacrificing his life for another.
Yeah. Yeah, that was probably one of the more powerful things said to me in spiritual direction. Like each of them have said something, like many things that have stayed with me, but like there's always like one thing that sticks out to me, and that was it for him. And then my second priest, who was a spiritual director to me, he really taught me about Our Lady's power in my life, and just reminded me, because I because of my wounds, I've always felt like I had to solve my own problems and like confront things all on my own. And this priest, he goes, don't do that. He goes, if you try to confront any kind of sin or temptation on your own, Satan's just going to own you. and he goes, you have to call on Our Lady, and you have to call on Christ. And I was like, oh, right. Like she does. She crushes the head of Satan. And so then that kind of spurred this new relationship with Our Lady, who I already had a relationship with her, but it really bolstered it. And then probably one of the more powerful things that my recent spiritual director has said to me was during a very, very difficult time. And I felt like I had a big decision I had to make. And I felt like either way, I felt like I had nothing but wrong answers before me. And I felt like I was going to be judged, and I felt like I was going to be ostracized from my community no matter what I did. And I just, it was a low day. It was a really low day. And I was telling him about it. And he said, you just have to get used to being misunderstood. And I was like, I don't want to be misunderstood. And then he said, there was somebody else who was greatly misunderstood. And I knew that he was talking about our Lord. And then it was just a couple days later was Mass. And I remember like I was going through Mass and I was okay. And then during the consecration, when he held up our Lord, I looked at him and I just, that was like, he truly understands everything we go through. And I intellectually knew that, but I don't know, there was something about the way Father said it, and then there was something about me being at Mass just days later where I was like, man, no kidding. Like it's really the truth. He does understand all of our pain. And actually this priest also recommended a book that I tell everybody, like, read Be Healed, and also read the book This Tremendous Lover. But there's this idea proposed, and it's the truth, but that Jesus has lived our life for us. And so that stays with me every day, that he really has, because he's fully God and God knows everything about us, Jesus has lived our life for us. Like he has experienced every pain, every joy, every moment of being misunderstood, every sorrow. He really gets it. He really understands it. And that has changed everything for me, because I know everybody will misunderstand me, but I know that he doesn't. He doesn't misunderstand me. And I think when you've gone through something very, very difficult and you realize like you've got really good friends and they're there for you, but no one truly understands you the way Christ understands you. And you do get to a point where you're like, I guess it's just you and me. Like, it's just you and me at the end of the day, because no one can truly, even as much as you try to verbalize what's in your heart or let people see you, nobody really sees you the way God sees you and loves you to like the tiniest cell of your DNA, the way God loves you.
There's a freedom in that.
Yes. Yes.
You
It's
can let go
remarkable.
of it all.
Yep.
Because I think before, when you're holding on to it, there's a tension in that.
Yep.
And when you can let it go and just turn it over to our Lord, you're like, I don't have to carry that.
Right.
I think that's what Jesus says when he talks about take the yoke, my yoke on, and the burden will be light. I think it's that lightening of the burden.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah, because you know that he knows your every intention. You know that he knows why you do the things you do. I was actually just reading during my holy hour last week. I saw the book by Peter Kreeft.
Jesus Shock.
No, Everything That You Ever Wanted to Know About Heaven, I think is the title. And I had heard about this book a long time ago. I think it's been out for a long time. And I was flipping through it, and one of the questions was, because I'll be honest, like there's a part of me where people are like, I can't wait to get to heaven. And I've always been like, well, what are we going to do there? Like, it's just being real and honest here. Like it didn't sound like much fun. And so this question was like, what are we going to do when we get to heaven? Or what will we do there? And one of the things was we will spend eternity getting to know, like looking at our life with our Lord, and where he's explaining everything. And then you actually get to enjoy the other people in heaven and get to know about their life, because there's no misunderstanding. There's no judgment. There's no biases. There's no nothing. And I had never really thought about that before, where you're just looking at your life and looking at everybody else's life. And I don't know what the attitude is, but it isn't one of like condemnation or shame. It's a full communion of understanding and love. And but like the most amazing thing that came from me reading that was like, we could actually do that here. Like that's what we could actually do that here if we practiced our virtues. I don't know. It was very exciting to me to read that. And it was like the first time I'd ever read something where I was like, I can't actually wait to get to heaven. That's going to be really cool. And it wasn't like I had visions of like cherubs and harps or anything, but I was just like, what are we going to do? Like, I know we're going to worship God, but like, what else, you know?
That's a grace to receive like that hope and that joy that came with that.
Yeah, it's you know, that between the healing retreat and that, I've just been like, that's going to be so cool. And so it's kind of given me this understanding of how the saints, even when they were confronted with their own martyrdom, how they were kind of like, just a few minutes, Lord, and we'll be together. Like how they were, I never understood how they could be so like, okay, you know, turn me over, I'm done. Or, you know, have some humor even in their last moments. How it was mostly like, all right, what's the holdup? Like, let me go be with my beloved.
There's a reflection in the Magnificat for today, as a matter of fact, that talks about the saints, because St. John? No, that was yesterday, I think. Anyway, the reflection is that they had such love for our Lord and the divinity of him and everything. It was the pain and torture that they experienced. The theory was that it wasn't as bad because they were so focused on him in paradise, and that they were able to endure. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to switch to a lighter subject because we don't want to have you here for the whole day. But maybe one of the last subjects. What role has music played in your life? That's what I want to ask. Because I know I sent you guys a Smashing Pumpkin song today.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I forget the other one, but
The Best Day of My Life. I can't remember who sings it.
Because she was coming on the podcast. So I was like, this is the best day of her life.
Oh.
It's going to be the best day of my life.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not a musician, and I can sort of carry a tune in a bucket, but I'm not, you know, but I do spend a good portion of my day listening to music. Sometimes it's troublesome, you know, and I think sometimes it's a not so good coping mechanism. But for me, for most of my life, music has been my friend. So I really have a lot of admiration for musicians who can evoke emotion by a chord or a succession of chords, or who are storytellers and poets and can, like, I often get complimented on my writing, but I'm like, I can't say in 3 minutes the things that a songwriter can say. Like, it takes me pages and pages and pages. And you can listen to a song and it can just in a few words and with the music say what you're feeling. And I think that's so cool. And so I've turned to music most of my life to calm me or to help me pray or to give me language to know what I'm experiencing. And then I also know, like, at least the songwriter is experiencing something similar to me because they wrote the song. So then I don't feel, I know at least one other person in the world kind of gets what I'm maybe going through. And sometimes it's so accurate. Like, how did you know to write it that way? Where it just, you could listen to the same song for 20 years, multiple times a day, and it still hits you in that way where you're like, how did they know? Like, how did they reach the depths of that emotion through song and word? So, yeah, that's mostly what it's been for me. I know we've shared a lot of songs. There's a few definite songs that I reach for when I'm needing some help, like when I feel numbed out and I know I need to cry, or I know I need to cheer up or something. There's a few songs that I'm like,
okay, so name drop them already.
Oh,
we got some music junkies out there, I'm sure.
Yeah.
They're like, I need a playlist.
Okay, so one of my long-standing songs that I listen to when I'm like, it's kind of one of my hype songs, and I don't even really know what the lyrics are except for the chorus, but it's Perfect by the Smashing Pumpkins.
Oh, really?
I got quite a few Smashing Pumpkins songs, actually. 1979 is one that just kind of helps me remember kind of who I was. That was one of the songs where I was like, life is actually going to be kind of cool, And so I listened to that song a lot. There's a song, I don't listen to it a ton, but it makes me think of my folks, and just kind of remember how important forgiveness is. And it's called No Hard Feelings by the Avett Brothers. Yeah, just thinking about that song kind of gets me. There's another song that it sends me to another place. I don't even know all the emotions wrapped up in it. It's kind of different every time, but A Song for Zula by Phosphorescent. It's the only song I know by that band. But that song, I don't know. That song is almost like a drug. I don't even know how to describe what it does to me. What other songs do I like? I'm drawing a blank right now.
Favorite artist besides Mike's is, because you can't.
Jonathan Little, obviously. No.
I should have said that too. I wasn't even thinking about.
Oh, my other hype song is I Hope You're Happy by Blue October.
Those are sort of obscure songs.
Yeah.
They're not
mainstream. And besides the Smashing Pumpkins, and I don't even I don't even like all of the Smashing Pumpkins songs. I kind of like their what do you want to call them? The easy listening songs of Smashing Pumpkins. So it was kind of funny that you sent Today by them. Oh, and I was going to tell you the funny story about that. I don't know. Now's probably not the time.
That's all right. Millions of people are watching.
Yeah. I thought it was just 11. I thought you guys told me
11.
By now. Nobody ever watched it till the end.
So Mike's mom's in a cribbage group, and they're all
watching now. Favorite bands. I loved U2 for the longest time, and then they made an album 2008, and I was like, I think you guys kind of lost it. But yeah, their songs pretty much define U2 and Phil Collins. I'm not ashamed to say it anymore. I used to get made fun of badly for listening to Phil Collins, but yeah, he's a really awesome storyteller.
I think he
and
just
an
got
incredible
inducted into the
musician.
Hall of Fame as a single artist, not as Genesis, but as an individual.
Oh my gosh, his songs are incredible. His song "All My Life" is whew, that'll get you. Yeah, he's got some incredible songs that I listen to a lot, actually. Yeah, U2 and Phil Collins for most of my childhood. In high school, it was Phil Collins and U2.
You're consistent.
Yeah. Who else did I listen to? I don't know.
You know, you're talking about invoking an emotion. When you mentioned Phil Collins, for some reason, Eric Clapton, "Tears in Heaven"
Oh, yeah.
came to mind. Like after he lost his son to suicide,
Yeah.
like it's to your point. Like, how does an artist put in 3 to 4 minutes so much depth of their emotion? It is a little cheating because you have the instrument behind it.
Yeah.
And like I know, in the book of Samuel, he talks about David playing the lyre and singing to Saul,
Yeah.
and it moves him. So
Yeah, there is something about the music.
yeah.
One of the first songs that I remember feeling a lot of strong emotion about was "Man in the Mirror" by Michael Jackson. Do you remember that song?
Yeah.
Yeah, I still really like that song.
There's a cover of that by, I'll have to send it to you. I wish I could remember his name. He's a British singer who does an acoustic cover, and it's phenomenal. I love it.
Yeah. Dave Matthews, of course. He's got a song that not a lot of people know about. I think it's called "Singing from the Windows." But it's this really simple song. But he's singing about... one of the lyrics is "When the war is over," and I can't remember what it is after that. I'm on the spot, so I'm forgetting, but it's a really beautiful song. And for me, last year felt like a war, and I listened to that song, and it's kind of about picking up the pieces and like maybe finding a photograph with the broken glass and like salvaging what's left. But he sings the song as if it was a war. But there's a deeper meaning, or maybe not. But you can make it a deeper meaning underneath it, and it's a really, really beautiful song.
James Morrison, that's who sings it. "Man in the Mirror," acoustic.
Oh, I know some of his songs.
He's great.
Yeah, he does. He has a
Is
beautiful
he pretty
voice.
new onto the scene the last few years?
No, he's been around for 8 to 10 years, I think. I don't know.
One of my new favorite like old songs is "Kyrie Eleison" by Mr. Mister. I kind of rediscovered it. I think it was last summer.
Man, that brings back a lot of memories.
Oh man, I think it came on. I think I like started an algorithm or something because the girls and I were listening to 80s music. I think it started with "The King of Wishful Thinking." Do you remember that song?
Yeah.
By Go West? And then it was kind of going through an algorithm, and then that song came on, and I was like, this song is amazing. I love this song. And then listening to the lyrics, this is an amazing song. It's an amazing song. Very, very prayerful, actually. Like, it's really upbeat and you can dance to it, but it's very religious. Anyway.
Well, I texted you guys the other day that like that Pat Benatar? That song just wrecked me.
No. Brandy Carlisle.
Oh, it was Brandy Carlisle.
Mad
yeah.
About You.
Yeah.
What about you, Mike? What favorite songs, artists besides Jonathan?
Oh, shoot.
He's like myself.
No.
That
It's
Me.
one of my collection
My music.
albums. No, I'm trying to think. I was thinking of something else. I remember the Smashing Pumpkins when he was doing an interview. Billy Corgan, right? Is that his name?
It's William Corgan.
William Corgan. Well, he did a good interview, and he said, he was talking about his album, and he's like, people will celebrate one of my songs, like it makes the charts and everything, and does really well, and he's like, for every one of those, I've got like 10 more.
Yeah.
That I thought were equally as good, that are just obscure, nobody finds them. But yeah, there's a lot of those, like we talked about Candlebox. And,
yes, how did I
stuff
forget
that
about
you grew up, like, in
Candlebox?
the 90s with, and it's just sort of like your coming of age stuff that
Yeah.
and it's not even about the lyrics necessarily. It's just about the memories around having that cassette in the in the dash,
Or
and
where you were when you
where you
heard
were,
it.
and the friends you were
Who
with,
you're with.
and
Yeah.
Aerosmith. We can't forget Aerosmith.
No, we should forget Aerosmith.
I'll never forget Aerosmith.
You know the song that I like a lot lately? It's a new song, and it's by Stephen Wilson Jr.
Stand
I'm a
By
Song.
Me?
No, that's a good one too. But he wrote a song called "I'm a Song." Have you heard that one?
I don't. Well,
Oh my
maybe I have.
gosh, it's,
I went on a binge one night with him after I heard his
he's
cover of
amazing.
"Stand By Me." I'm like,
writing
that
is
song
amazing.
blows my mind. And then and then he's actually married to Lee Nash from Sixpence None the Richer.
Oh, seriously?
What?
Yes,
I didn't know
they're
that.
married now. So the night that I was binging, I saw
Kiss Me, right? Kiss
Yes,
Me,
yes, and she actually has some beautiful duet. Well, she has a beautiful duet, I should say. Maybe she has more than one with the lead singer of Jars of Clay, called "With Every Breath," and that's a really prayerful song. She's just got a
have to
really
send that to me.
angelic, pure voice. Yeah, that song is really
So
wonderful.
I went with your husband to Gin Blossoms, and
yes.
who else was that? I don't remember who opened.
Spin Doctors.
Spin Doctors. That was it. It was.
There
for
was
John
another
Popper, I
band,
think.
Blues Traveler.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh gosh. I met
That was
them.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you have. We talked about that once.
I got a
He's got a harmonica
Yeah.
from John Popper.
Oh man.
Slobber
That's
on
incredible.
everything.
Yeah, we went. Oh, I can't believe I forgot this. Oh my gosh. Yeah, we went to Bare Naked Ladies and Toad the Wet Sprocket
Oh,
2 Septembers ago.
Toad
And Toad
the
the
Wet
Wet Sprocket. Yeah. Okay, so it was U2, Phil Collins, and Toad the Wet Sprocket. And
Oh,
I still
wow.
have. So there was a guy in my class who I still talk music with occasionally, my high school class. But he gave me, before there was burned CDs, you could make your cassettes. So he had the cassette of Toad the Wet Sprocket, and then he made me the cassette, like a burned, I don't, what did we call
Dub.
him? A dub, yeah. Yeah, of Toad the Wet Sprocket, their Nightingale album. And I still have it. I still have the cassette.
how about this though? Like, I don't know, Jonathan. Like, I think I'm the oldest one here, but do you remember listening to the radio and waiting for the song to come on? You'd have to call it in.
Oh yeah,
Impressive.
I called
You
in. I
call
did
it in, and
Yeah.
you would wait for like hours with your boombox with the
Yes.
play record
Yes.
buttons ready to go,
Yes.
and then you would wait, and and you start it. Oh, that's not it, and you'd stop, rewind, and stop to go.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, that's the only
Those
way
were
you
the
got music,
best.
everybody.
So neither of you mentioned them. Yeah, I know you're gonna both be like, oh yeah, they're on my list. At least you should. Beastie Boys, Run DMC. I'm just
Oh yeah,
throwing
I
it
didn't
out
listen
there.
to them
Raising
too
hell.
much, but I mean, I
Oh.
remember them.
Classic.
Oh,
I
What,
still-
what was their song? What is that song? What am I thinking of?
Good question.
No sleep till Brooklyn.
We heard that in the
I
car
can
the
hear
other.
it in
My
my
kids were
head.
singing that in the car the other day.
I'm not a very good Oh, I can do that. I can do that.
I think we have to do a whole episode live with just talking about music and have people like
Oh, we get that
chime
on.
in.
That would
That's
be
huge.
so
Oh, that's what I was gonna say.
That is probably pulling his hair.
Oh
out.
yeah,
He's
he
like,
is.
Yes.
why
You
can't
didn't
do
even
that?
mention this band, the Pixies or the Blue Notes.
So what I was gonna mention
The
was
Smiths,
I'm
like, all
plugging
these
the
people.
boiler because the boiler has 80s bingo. If you're in Lincoln, Nebraska, Thursday
Yes.
nights, I think Thursday nights is the only. I'm not sure, but Thursday nights I know they do 80s bingo, and it's amazing.
Oh, except
It's so fun.
Kurt came one time to Boiler with me and Thad and somebody else. And there was just music on, and I think the bar was shut down, and we were just hanging out. And he named like 30 songs in a row, knew the artist, the name, and everything. I was
Yeah,
like,
Kurt's really into
he's
music.
a savant with music,
Cool.
so he can't come to bingo.
He comes up with music that I'm like, we actually, that was part of what drew us to each other. I won't mention the song, but it was a Red Hot Chili Peppers song. And it's not a song that they're really known for. And the only reason I knew about it was because my cousin's boyfriend at the time was like, have you ever heard this song? And I said, no, but I liked it because it's kind of an upbeat song. And then Kurt and I were in Focus together, and I don't know, we were playing darts one night or something. And he mentioned that he liked Red Hot Chili Peppers. And I was like, well, I like quite a few of their songs. And I go, I like this one song that I don't think anybody knows about. And he goes, what song? And I named it. And he was like, I love that song. I even have a dance to that song, he said. And I was like, well, okay, show me. And so he did. And anyway.
I want to see Kurt do that dance. Whatever.
Yeah, I wonder if he remembers it.
What's the song? Do you remember the title?
Or should you not mention
you
it?
don't- okay.
It's
Yeah,
it's
keep
actually
it-
like
keep it hidden.
it's not a
Okay.
it's a Spanish word, but it means something bad. So
I don't speak
tell you.
Spanish, so you can say it. It's fine. No.
so
We'll
yeah, the other
we'll-
band that
we'll
I
beep
like
it
a
up.
lot of songs from is Incubus.
Oh.
Wish You Were Here is
Oh,
always
yeah, that's an amazing
always on
song.
my playlist, like forever.
That album is good.
yeah, it is a good album. But
What's the other one on that album that's really popular? No, Wish You Were Here, but it's like
Are You In?
it's I can hear it in my head. I can't think what the chorus is, but
I can hear it in your head too.
can you? There's not a lot in there, so it's just
I'm not trying hard enough.
There was
'cause
an
I can't
echo.
hear
I
it.
heard an echo to the song.
Yeah, they have a lot of really good songs.
You know what? Back in college, this is a shout out to my buddy John Johnston up in Omaha. Anyway, we a lot of people know John, but we were roommates sophomore year in college, and we played Glycerine.
Bush. I can't. Bush was a high
on
school band for me. Yes.
It like repeated for over 24 hours in our dorm room all night. It was like what in the world is going on?
Yeah.
But it was on all the time. It was. Yeah.
I did that with Little Dishwalla, and I mentioned Dishwalla to Kurt, and he's like, "Boo!"
Oh man, there were some bands that I didn't get into until way later. Dishwalla was one of them. Like I think the only song I knew of theirs was "Counting Blue Cars."
Yeah.
And then I think it was 2 summers ago, or I don't know. Doesn't really matter. It was just within the last 3 or 4 years that I can't remember. I think I heard their song "Miles Away," and I was like, this song is so beautiful. And then I started exploring some of their other music, and was a little bit regretful that I wasn't into them when they were popular. And the same with Dave Matthews. Like, I liked a few Dave Matthews songs, but I didn't really like Dave Matthews until about 15 years ago. Well past when everybody else was like going to the concerts and really into DMB.
I liked Live. I looked them up the other
Oh,
day.
Live, yeah.
To see if they were still a band.
What was that? Crash.
Iris. That was one.
No, what's the one where he's like,
Lightning Crashes?
Yeah, that's the one I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Live.
I don't really know much about that band.
I think my favorite
Just
all
boo.
time. I think I have an all time favorite. I can like narrow it to one. Oceans by Hillsong is.
I don't know that one.
Oh man. So I went to a concert up in Omaha, and there was 3 bands playing, and we were going to see Mercy Me. Remember that?
Oh man, that's a good band.
Mercy Me is amazing. Well, we went to see Mercy Me, and there was 2 other people opening, and I didn't really know. I just was going to see Mercy Me, and all like Oceans has been like one of those songs that has gotten me through a lot of like there's a lot of tears with that song. Anytime I hear it. But we were up there, and like the first band opened, and I can't remember who it was.
It was a guy. What?
Was it a one single?
Oh, yeah, he sings that song. I know what song.
This is like so
Sings that
educational.
one
so
People are like,
stupid. Oh, he sings the
we
song?
can just say the song. Well, so we were up there, and the first band opened. It was great. Oh, it was.
Yep, that
Yes,
guy.
he was awesome.
He was great.
Dang it.
Mike and I ran into each other
I'll
at the
think of
Mercy
him.
Me concert.
I'll think of him.
4
Oh,
years ago.
okay.
Whatever.
I was
It
kind of.
great.
I was like, how do you know?
I
so
want to
much
say
about
Dan
this?
Bremnes, but it wasn't Dan. It was.
As soon as you say it.
We listen to him all the time. Anyway, he was amazing.
Not Brandon Lake.
No.
Nope.
Okay. I don't know much about.
Anyway, then Micah Tyler.
That's it.
That's Micah Tyler.
See, I told you.
He did amazing. And then so we're waiting for Mercy Me, and all of a sudden this song comes on, and I'm like, oh my gosh, what in the? That's the song. But number one, it's she's from Australia, and it's such a powerful like. Anyway, I lost it. Like I had to go to the bathroom, and I run into you. We didn't know you were there.
Yeah.
I just ran into you in the hallway, and I was like, it was such a amazing. And she stops like mid song, like it's the Hill. If you look up Hillsong, it's like the very first song that'll ever come up. And she stops, and then she goes through like her whole other collection of songs, and then she finishes her set with that song again. And it was such a like for me, it was like I was in a spot where I needed to hear it, and it was just like I can't believe that I'm listening to this girl, and she's right there, and she's from Australia, and she just happens to be, and I didn't even know that she was coming. It was such an amazing event, and Mercy Me was awesome, of course.
Yeah, Mercy Me. They have a few songs, a couple songs that I can only imagine, of course, and then their song "Even If"
Oh yeah,
is really powerful.
have you seen the movies? Oh gosh, even the second one is really good.
Yeah.
How about have you heard the song by Mercy Me that is "Crazy"? Okay, that's Melissa's favorite song. I think.
Okay, I'll have to take a listen.
It actually was really powerful. Is that she loves that song, and at her mom's funeral, she asked me to play it. It was crazy. It
was crazy.
yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't even catch that at first. I'm like, what's so fun? Oh.
I made that whole thing up just to like land that.
All
joke.
for a joke. Michael do
Her
anything.
mom's not.
Sheesh.
I gotta edit that out.
Yeah.
Let's just have some silence.
A moment of silence after all the music talk. It's too bad we can't put music on the podcast.
Yeah.
We do have our playlist.
Well, we tried.
Jonathan.
But we also have our
yeah.
playlist.
Jonathan is on
We should
there.
add to it.
Yeah, we had to use mine because it's not copyright. Well, it is. I'm charging us royalties. You just don't know.
Oh,
So
okay. That's why my bank account keeps
going down by
goes
3
up
cents.
and then it goes right back
Yeah.
down every time we do an
Huge
episode.
royalty. Well, okay, so we'll kind of wrap up. We do need to go to the fridge, but so for me, this is exciting because Erin's been. I'll go, Mike. I got
Nothing to
it.
see.
I'll go, Mike.
Don't even talk about something very deep. Okay.
Do you have anything deep to talk about?
Be careful because I took the straw out of the. I swapped it. Do you know what's coming?
Now I do.
Oh, you don't know?
Is it the eggs?
Oh, she got it.
She knew.
You're the first one of how many? I'm looking at the wall over there. How many people have been here?
83?
Nobody
80
else knew?
8,300 people. Okay.
No one. Not one person.
Okay.
Has known.
Did you see what I signed?
No, I didn't see it. We'll put
I
it up.
broke the wood roof, or broke the wood through the wood ceiling.
Oh, yeah.
You know, because there's all this thing about I did it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Where's my Rosie the Riveter?
So, yeah, because we alluded to you a podcast or two ago that you would be coming on, even though we hadn't asked you if you'd be coming on.
I just announced.
You're here.
No, I didn't. I did not announce.
No, we did. I think
Oh,
it was
okay.
maybe during Ryan Patrick's. We said somebody's coming on.
We have had a couple of, I want to say innuendos. Is that the right word?
Nope.
Okay. Well, you don't even know what I'm talking about. It is the right word.
I don't know what you're about to
From
say,
what
but
If you knew what was in my head,
just dial that back. Mike's no longer on the podcast.
we've alluded to the fact.
That one will work.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have to
I
edit
did.
that
I
out.
honestly, I was up at 3:50, and then again at 5:30, and then.
You're doing
It's
quite
been a
well
long
for
day.
being
Yeah,
so
yeah.
tired.
Well, did you see me fall asleep at one?
You fell asleep during my podcast, Mike?
It was a really deep moment, and I was out.
Can't
you were
believe
crying.
it.
So so we're gonna do this, and then we'll chat a little bit about what comes next on the podcast. So and I didn't tell Mike this, but we're gonna do. You're gonna get to pick 2 eggs because you do.
Okay.
Oh, Erin's gonna pick 2 eggs.
Yeah. You're not picking eggs.
I didn't know. I was like, I don't.
So I picked the eggs.
Yeah. Oh, so she doesn't know how this works. She's like, I know there's eggs
Oh,
in
for
there.
goodness sakes.
You've not watched.
What do you
just
think
listened
happens
to this
with the eggs? This will tell
Yeah.
us.
Oh,
if you've watched.
about to find out. You gotta eat
Juggling?
one.
Oh, you
I
juggle
don't know.
them?
Juggle?
She doesn't
Throw
know,
'em at
Mike.
the wall?
She has no idea. This is gonna be
This is
so
really sad.
embarrassing.
I don't know.
Are you ready?
Are we
Really
eating? There was talk about eggs at the beginning.
She doesn't know.
Erin, this is embarrassing.
Wow. You're like the
I
producer
just
of this
never
show.
made it through a full
You're the one who
podcast,
came
I
up with the
guess.
idea and told us to do it. So
Nobody's ever made it through of an episode.
we're holding strong and we're doing it. You know,
Actually, me and you have made it through
that's true.
every episode.
That's true. And all of your guests.
So no one has known what's coming, and you are part of the group.
Included.
Okay, so
Well,
Mike,
I
our
forgot
boss.
about it.
tell
Does
her,
that count?
tell her what's going on.
I
I
completely
don't even know
forgot
what's
about
coming.
this
I'm gonna be
part.
honest with you. Okay, these are eggs. Now the thing is we have been using eggs from real chicken's butt, and these are no exception. It's
Wonderful.
not an innuendo or whatever word that was.
They don't
trying
come
to
out of
use.
the butt, Mike.
The shoot. They come out of a shoot.
I think a homeschooler told me it does all come out of the same hole with the chicken.
I don't know which
I don't know if
homeschooler
it's
you're
true.
talking
The
to,
vent?
but
Is it the vent?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't actually know the technical term.
Do you guys have chickens?
No.
Jonathan does.
Yeah, James kind of has chickens.
Yeah, James.
Her son has claimed my chickens.
Oh, that's
He
hilarious.
Prayer every
prays
night.
for Jonathan's chickens every night.
We're
Oh,
Erin and I are
that's
neighbors.
really sweet.
Yeah, it is really sweet.
Okay, so these eggs here came from a real chicken's butt. The only thing is, so this is a little problematic because I just swapped them because I wanted fresh eggs because we've been using the same eggs for a while, which they stay good for a long time. But these, because I swapped them at the last minute, do not have a number on the bottom.
What?
So we're going to have to fake it.
Okay, we'll just edit that part out.
Wait.
Erin, pick up an egg and tell us a number.
Did you know there was numbers on the bottom?
Oh my gosh.
What number was it?
Is it invisible? Invisible marker?
You have to lick it first.
Oh my gosh. crack it, swallow it.
Yeah, the numbers are inside.
It's like a fortune cookie.
But I smashed it on your head.
Hey,
And then
I
the
like
second
your
one on
thinking.
your head.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
These are really cold. Nice.
They were warm
Are you
until Mike
serious?
touched
So
them.
I just pick a number?
Well,
So
now
get
you have
find
to
out
because
my-
Mike forgot to put the number on them.
I don't even
It
have
would be
a
a number 1 through 6.
Oh, those are cold. Well, they were in the fridge. Here.
Should I use my toilet paper?
No, I got it. Yeah, we're good.
Okay, Jonathan is gonna write some numbers on there.
I'm not telling you which
All
numbers.
right, do
they are.
this one.
All right. These are clean.
Yeah,
Mine are.
and to answer the viewers' questions, you cannot have this 34 seconds back after watching
Yeah,
this.
Well, Erin apologized. No, Mike apologized.
I don't apologize for anything. I'm not sorry about nothing.
She.
This is a mystery. She doesn't even know what's gonna happen here.
Well, Mike and I are Catholic, so we have to forgive you anyway.
This is
Yeah,
by
I
the
just
way,
got done talking
this
about
bowl.
forgiveness.
This bowl, in case anybody, this is made from a lasso. Isn't that cool?
That's
Our
cool.
neighbor made that.
Is it sewn together?
It's glued together, I
Glued?
think. But it's a roping rope,
Okay.
as opposed to a non-roping.
All right. Erin,
We heard you
Okay.
like ropes.
choose an egg, a
Is
random
that
egg.
number 8?
What? No, I don't know.
There's 6 eggs in here. That's either it's an 8 or an 18. I don't even know
Pick an egg and tell me the
All right.
number, and you get
what's
a.
happening.
Okay, what number is it?
It's an S.
You had one job.
She's fired. Okay.
I think it's a 5.
Okay, so you're gonna ask a question that
Scribble?
correlates with
Is
number
that a
5.
rest? Is that a musical rest? No. I don't know.
Why are you making fun of my handwriting? I'm like a
really-
monkey. But it's an egg. It was a pen. It's a concave.
All right. Yeah, it's
Convex.
a 5.
I don't know. Okay, so question number 5. So you get a random question. Does it?
I'm not taking questions right now.
I don't think it even. It's like we're on the sun. This episode is coming from the sun.
Brought to you by the
I
sun,
don't think they can see that.
by a star. Maybe they can. It's an S.
Do you see the S? Yeah. Okay.
Don't. You know what? Your question, your first random question. What is a skill you're weirdly good at that serves absolutely no purpose?
Are you ready for this?
You had that locked and loaded.
Whoa.
These are random questions, so yes, I'm ready.
Okay, I have to move the microphone. It's this.
I'm not sure can we edit that out? Did you
It's a
just
family show. I don't even know what happened.
I'm not sure what happened there.
Okay.
Did you just have a seizure?
Plan B.
Honestly, I was too busy looking at my.
You said I'm really good at it.
Did you see what she did?
I was too busy.
But now I have to do it again.
I was
Slow mo.
actually-
We're
I
gonna
was still too. I'm still super preoccupied with what number is that? Is that an S or a 2?
It's
Okay.
a 5.
Let me try again. We'll
Okay.
edit that out. I don't know if I want people knowing about that.
Do
Do
it.
we need to zoom in?
I'm gonna watch it. You watch her. I'm gonna watch the camera.
I'm not doing it again.
What? You have to show it. Mike didn't even see what
I
it
didn't even
was.
see
You didn't see what
The
I did?
question is,
I was too busy looking
what's
at
a
the eggs.
skill that you're weirdly good at, which that's accurate, that
It's a
serves
skill, right?
serves absolutely no purpose? Yeah, you have to practice that. Show the camera.
Whoa.
Show the camera. You have to show the camera.
I think I did.
Could you see
How many
it?
times are you going to make me do this?
All of them?
I am full of regrets now.
So, what do you call that?
You're
tongue
like,
looked like
angle
It
1,
looked like
angle 2.
an oyster shell, like a clam or something.
Yeah.
Do you-
Well, it's a genetic thing, so not everyone can do it.
Well, one of my sons can do that.
Oh.
Yeah. So the kids that hang out in my driveway, all the kids that
Yeah.
hang out in my driveway, it's kind of our thing that we see who can do it. I mean, it's like every time people are like, "Can you do this? Can you do this?"
Has Elliot? Can he do that? I think he can.
I
do
think
that.
he tries really hard.
Can you do this, Mike? Can you? You make a loop. Yeah, you can do that.
Okay.
Some people can flip their tongue.
You can't do that?
No.
Yeah.
Flipping your. Can you do that? You can't do that?
I just wrap this baby up.
Can I unsee that? Is that
Can we edit
unring the
all of
bell?
this out?
Oh no! Oh no! There's vomit on our eggs. The next recipe. I'm not touching that one. There's green stuff on it. Wow! Is that chicken shit?
Oh my gosh.
It's Mike puke. Okay, so
Okay.
all right, we got one more egg
Now
to go.
that that's over,
One more
Okay.
egg to go.
Are you
Yeah, you get
serious?
two because you're the producer.
is the 5 out of here? So I don't.
Mike, what did you do? Come Which one was it?
It's gonna get cracked. Leave it in the basket.
No, she can't. Well, if you pick up a 5 again, that's not it.
Which one are you looking
Oh
for?
my
A number
gosh.
for her to pick?
He's
No,
looking for the S.
I'm trying to get. It's not an S. Okay, next.
All right.
Don't pick that one. I'm just kidding. Pick that one. What number did you get?
What in the world?
Oh gosh.
What number is it?
It's 192.
Wow.
I have a long list.
Wow.
Who, Mike? Seriously, you're fired.
There's literally like,
I
did
mean,
you
they-
show them the eggs?
There's
There's like,
192 eggs. In
There's
oh my gosh.
they came right out of the butt like that. So we got the ones that come out numbered.
What's even happening?
That's so great.
All right, question 192. Is that? Can you see it?
I don't know. It's
I'm not
so
sure.
bright.
You gotta wear shades. All right, question 192, Erin. If you had to describe your personality as a condiment, what would it be?
That's a good question. I like that.
Thank you, Internet.
I think the one that comes to mind is cotton candy. Is that a No,
Nope.
that's not a That's not a condiment.
I mean, I don't know.
Chick-fil-A sauce.
Valid. Why?
Well, not to toot my own horn, but I think everybody likes Chick-fil-A sauce. And I think it goes with most things. I've seen it being put on donuts and people like it. And it goes with chicken nuggets. It goes on hamburgers.
Chicken nuggets. I put it on
don't
my
know.
salads. I do put it on my salads.
And it's not to be like, I'm so great. I think I like to, get along with people and go with the flow and kind of blend in wherever I'm at.
And it's kind of skin colored.
That closed on Sundays. Can't
Closed
get
on
on.
Sundays. That's good. Mhm.
Nailed it.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
good. That's a good one.
So it's been a ton of fun to have you, Erin.
What was
Thank
question
you.
191? I'm just curious.
You get to answer it.
Yeah,
Oh, I don't even
it's on the
know.
next episode.
Okay.
So what we wanted to do is bring Erin on, bring her from behind the scenes, put her in front of the camera because she's fantastic, and you guys get to experience some of the wonder that is Erin. It's brought a lot of joy to our lives and my family's life, and so to bring her in front of the camera, and then to talk about some of these things very specifically, especially spiritual direction, because we want to bring some future guests on and maybe have Erin help us to interview some future guests. So we wanted to introduce her to you. And you will be seeing her in the near future.
Yeah.
And are you going to do a podcast, you think?
I don't know.
Okay.
I mean,
I don't want to put you on the spot.
no, it's like we haven't been doing that for the
I don't want
last
to put you on the
3
spot. Are you
hours.
doing a podcast, though?
Well, I mean, I would like to. It's just kind of one of those things where I think I'll wait and see what the Lord has in store. I mean, we've talked about this before. I don't know that I necessarily want to do it by myself, but maybe we'll have to have a bachelorette type situation where it's like, who's the co-host? I'm kind of looking for a co-host, maybe. I don't know. I know that I love talking to people. I love hearing people's stories. In fact, I think that's how this all happened. Was Jonathan and I were talking, and you told me about the podcast that you had with Mike, and you told me the title or like the subtitle of the podcast, and I was like, I have thought about having a podcast, and that's actually the title I had picked out for my podcast.
We know.
Born again?
We stole it from you.
Yeah, how did you know? I didn't even know you guys then. Yeah, extraordinary stories of ordinary people. I like people. And I like hearing their stories, and I like hearing their hearts. So, yeah, hopefully, maybe we'll see. But yeah, but I'm definitely excited that you guys are interviewing women. Women have a lot to say and a lot to offer, and I think we're a nice men and women are a nice complement. And
So we've got 2 pretty amazing women lined up. One, for sure. The other one, I'm pretty sure, religious sister. So
Oh, yeah, she's in. She did say she's in.
yes.
I was like, who's lined up? I don't think I know about this, but I do know. I do actually
Our
know.
producer is a little, I don't know.
A little behind the curve.
Yeah, so we've got two pretty amazing women coming up, and Erin's going to be here to help interview, just because I think you bring a good perspective as a woman that you could maybe hit on some questions that we might miss from a male perspective. So, and really just want to tap into the stories of these two women because they both have some pretty incredible stories to share.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, thank you guys for having me on. It was fun.
Yeah, this was awesome.
It was really
Yeah,
fun.
you're very well spoken, and gosh, I learned a lot. So.
Oh.
Okay.
Well, thank you.
We didn't have our laughing fit like we normally do.
Yeah.
Okay. We're losing it. All right. Well, thanks everybody for watching. And if you have comments, leave them below. I mean, we talked about some heavy stuff too at times. So if there's anything that we can help you with, we'll try to leave some resources in the description. And if you have questions
we'll leave a way for you to get in touch with Erin too.
Yeah.
Whether it's Facebook or podcast or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. Well,
Great.
Thanks for joining us today. And hang up your hat. We'll see you on the next episode.
In fact,
out.
so we'll take a time out. We'll come back out because we're going to talk about the retreat. We're going to talk about some healing stuff.
Awesome.
We're going to talk about music because music's a big part of all of our lives. So yes, we'll pause.
I don't play music though.
No,
Except for when I push play.
That's as close as you get.
This is a good time to pause for our sponsors. Then we're done.
I guess.
Doesn't take much.
Does Melissa, she knows I'm here?
I'm just telling her that you're coming up.
Okay. She's going to be like, that girl. Rawr.
No, you're good.
Oh, her.
Oh,
All right, good job so far, Erin.
Tell her I'll bring my own toilet paper. I've got my own toilet paper.
I heard you guys live in the country, so I brought some TV.
Wasn't quite sure.
What?
I said, why'd you do that? Like, why? Did you do that for the challenge? He said, I did it because I was hungry. Like, he lived for many years just eating what he could find on the road or kill.
Oh my
gosh.
goodness.
And I'm like, you want to come on a podcast?
That sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Too, because I'm putting a coat on. People are like, oh, that's a
Oh.
different
That's okay.
episode. I'm getting a little chilly.
All right.
I may do a quick shout out to John. What in the world? How am I forgetting his name again?
That's lame, Erin.
No, it's not. It's so fun.
You know, it would be really funny. We can't do this, but it'd be funny if we all shifted a seat, and I'm wearing Erin's clothes, and you're wearing my clothes, and you're in a sweater.
I'm pretty sure Mike just wants to wear women's clothes.
That's a good one.
It's so punny. So.
Okay. I had to bring the toilet paper in somehow. Since I haven't used it yet, which I'm kind of
Did you bring? Is that from my house? Did you take that out of the house? No, I'm
I
just
have
kidding.
taken nothing.
Yeah, you know what? Just right in the middle of the interview, just grab.
Hat. He saw me the other day after mass, and he handed it to me brand new in a bag, and he's like, I thought you'd like it. So I wanted to wear it. Give a shout out to John Costello. Thank you, John. I love it. I love the hat, man.
It's your
cool.
Jesus hat.
It's the Jesus hat. I'm going to wear it a lot. I also want to shout out to one of a new viewer, Michelle McCullough. She... And route.
Peace.
Well, I was trying not to stay in the moment, but I was like, am I saying what am I saying right now? It was weird.
I was listening to you, and I was like, I have that Walmart order I have to put through.
I know, because I saw you making your list over there. And then Mike's falling
list.
asleep, and I'm just
I
like,
know.
and God is so great. And you guys, and you're like dozing, and
And it was a miracle. Are you asleep? Are you snoring?
you guys are great hosts.
Everybody should have one. You would do very well speaking.
I
really
know
tired.
English.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Totally forgot
How
about
could you
Counting
forget
Crows.
Counting Crows?
Yeah.
Mr. Jones. Come on.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, to me that's not even their best song.
Oh.
Anna Begins. is
Oh,
their-
remember the moment where you were talking and all I heard was, do you remember that? I was like, wow.
I did that.
Yeah. We were giggling.